Tribe, D. Bonnie here, ER doctor turned marriage coach. I want to come on here with you today and tell you about how I blew it over the weekend. It's very humbling to have a marriage platform and to be teaching and preaching how you can do your relationship better. And then here I am in the middle of the throes of it, and I blew it. So let me set the story up for you. We have a medical office, and we had a kit that we were mailing out to a client of ours. It's a weight loss kit. I'm actually on it. It works great. But what we did was there were two different kits. There was a month one and month two. And I had things set out the way that I wanted them sent. And Megan sent the wrong kit. And I felt like she basically thought that I didn't know what I was doing. And so, guys, it just really rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't even know why. I don't know why it really just kind of grated me. I don't know that I felt disrespected. I don't know that it was that. It was just like, I was just very particular in that moment. It's like I had this set up to go to this person, and then you had that other stuff to go to that other person. And instead, the person she was mailing to, we didn't know if that person wanted it yet. So she mailed that kit that she was mailing to one person to my person. And so I was like frustrated. And here I am in the middle of this. And I know that I keep harping on it. And I know, stop, D. Bonnie, shut up. That gets me out of so many messes. And yet I kind of just kept going. And she wanted me to see her point of view. And I couldn't see it. Like, why didn't you mail the one that I asked you to mail to the guy? And so I had to stop. I had to just shut down that part of me that wanted to just keep going. And I had to get to a place where I'm just like, I gotta let this go. It's fine. Like, Megan is wonderful. She's great at what she does. She loves me well. She's great at speaking my love language. And I just had to stop and let it go. But I want to kind of dissect it a little bit, because where it's like your mouth just keeps going because your heart is like kind of on fire in a bad way, and yet your brain is going, just stop, don't keep doing that, stop talking, and yet you're like, no, brain, shut up, I'm going to do what I want to do. And so the intellectual, rational part of you is knowing what to do in that situation, and yet you're not doing it. Anybody else out there? Like Paul says this in Romans, the things that I want to do, I don't do. And the things that I hate, I still do. And that was me this weekend. Now, let me just tell you something. As you practice these healthy relationship habits that I teach you, what you'll find is that you still screw it up some, but you tend to get off path less. You tend to recover much more quickly. So in that moment, Megan showed me grace with how I was just kind of frustrated with her. And then I showed her grace for screwing up, and she owned it. She goes, it was my mistake. I made the mistake. And for some reason that wasn't adequate to me, because my flesh, my heart is still dark at times, even though I teach this stuff. So married to D. Bonnie is not always a joyride. Hopefully most of the time it is, but not always. But here's the thing that will help you in that situation, because I'm confident that some of you guys have gone through this. The thing that will help you is when you get into a habit of thinking, what do I want long term? You see, if we're focused on the short term and me in the moment and just gratifying this frustration and getting it out, I'm not thinking long term. And so that's what I had to do over the weekend. I had to actually stop and think long term. Like, D, where do you want your marriage to be? How do you want the rest of this day to go? That's not even that long term. Do you want to just ruin the whole day? Or do you want to recover and have a good evening and just let it go? Because here's the thing. We're all married to broken people. They're going to hurt us and they're going to screw up, right? And so Megan screwed up, so I started hurting her. And we recovered quickly and we had a wonderful evening, but it was because we've practiced this, right? We know not to let our mouth, our tongue get so sharp that we're leaving wounds in the other person. And I've not always done that well. In previous relationships, man, my tongue was sharp, and I was Zorro. I would cut you down. And that's not good. And it obviously did not bless my relationships. So here's what I want you to work on starting today. In that moment when you're feeling frustrated, shift your thinking ever so slightly to say, what do I want long term? Do I want a relationship with peace and abundance? Do I want a relationship with calm, with love in the household? Or do I just want to unleash whatever is ugliness that's in my heart right now? Do I want to just verbally vomit on my spouse and cause him or her to either counterattack or just retreat and shut down? Neither of those are good. Guys, think long term, okay? If you start doing that, it's going to change how you handle these situations. Yeah, you'll veer off course a little bit, but you'll recover quickly. Get in a habit of thinking, where do I want the relationship to be at the end of the day, tomorrow, in a month, in a year? And it'll change your focus, because then you're going to start doing the things that you know will bless your relationship long term. Listen, I love you guys. Click the share button on YouTube, subscribe. People need to hear messages that there is hope in repairing what's broken in their marriage. So I hope this blesses you.